Stocks rose even as the nation lost fewer jobs in August than economists had predicted. For more, let's go to Deborah Koster at the New York Stock Exchange.
Well, thanks a lot, Michael. And, you know, even with the gains that we saw in today's session, we actually still saw losses for the week in total because we remember how we started out the week a little bit slow getting going, but we closed out the week a little bit strong. But if you take a look at the week as a whole for the major averages, the Dow Jones Industrial Average down just a little more than 1%. The S&P 500 down 1.22%, our steepest drop in almost 2 months, and the Nasdaq losing just about 0.5%. Now, financials, those have been the biggest gainer since the low in the S&P on March the 9th. Remember, since March the 9th, the S&P is up 50%, and financials have been leading that charge up 127% since that time. But this week it was the financials, which once again had been leading the market, but they were the biggest drags over the past week. And what you did see a lot of concern that we could see more losses at banks, and these are just one-day charts of what we saw in the performance. But when you take a look at the weekly performance, what you do have a pretty steady market, even actually a little bit down, especially for many of these banks because of this concern about possibly more losses that could be tied to the commercial real estate market. Now, taking a look at our year-to-date numbers and where we stand after the losses this week, the Dow Jones Industrial Average still up 7.58% for the year. The S&P still enjoying a gain of up 12%, and the Nasdaq still up 28% for the year. But this week, one of the things that a lot of traders have been talking about is this string of economic reports that we've been seeing for the past couple of weeks that have been beating expectations. Kind of also points us to the road to the recovery for the economy. And the big news, of course, today, the U.S. losing 216,000 jobs in August. That was less than forecast, but of course, on the flip side, that unemployment rate rising to 9.7%. That's a 26-year high, but still the market rising as investors focusing on the fact that we had less job losses. And that led many industrial stocks higher, like GE, Caterpillar, and Boeing, all performing quite well. But if you take a look in the S&P, what really performed well, it was technology, biggest gainers there, and mainly on the outlook for tech companies improving. Novellus advancing after boosting its forecast for orders amid improving demand for chips. Also, Ciena rising today after Avondale Partners upgrading the stock and saying that stock could reach $18 a share. That's it from here, Michael. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Deborah.